Book of Heaven, Volume 32, August 20th, 1933. How the Divine Majesty bends toward the creature when he sees her disposed to do an act of his will. Difference that passes between one who does the divine will and one who lives in it, and how the creature remains kneaded within the Fiat. My poor mind continues to cross the sea of the Fiat. It seems to me that I am always inside of it. But as for embracing it all, this is not given to me. I am too little, incapable. And while I walk, oh, how much is still left for me to walk and to comprehend. The whole of eternity will not be enough to cross it all. But while my mind was wandering within its immensity, my beloved good Jesus, surprising me, told me,
"My blessed daughter, indeed the whole of eternity will not be enough for you to cross the immense sea of my volition, and even less so the few hours of your life. It is enough for you to remain inside of it to make you happy, and to take the little drops that your capacity can contain. In fact, you must know that our contentment is so great when we see our creature remaining inside our sea of the Fiat, and wanting to comprehend more, and enclose within herself another one of its knowledges, so as to be able to form one more act of the life of our will, that our adorable Majesty bends unto the lowness of the creature, and touching her little intelligence with our hands, we render her capable, and with our power we form the space in which she must enclose the new act of our will, because there is no greater act that glorifies us and loves us more than a fulfilled act of our will in the creature, so much so that the heavens lower themselves, all creation bows, and they adore my will fulfilled in the little creature. My will itself, which invades everything, and there is no place where it is not present, calls everything, heaven and earth, to give honor to its acts fulfilled in the human littleness."
Then I continued to think about the divine will, and I thought to myself, but what is the difference that passes between one who does the divine will and one who lives in it? And my lovable Jesus added, all goodness.
"My daughter, there is a great difference between one and the other. One who lives in my divine will possesses the life of it and receives continuous life from God in order to preserve, nourish, and grow this life of my will in the creature, life she possesses and life she receives. On the other hand, one who does my divine will receives the effects of it, and between life and effects there is such distance that no comparison can stand before it. Is there not difference between life and work? The life palpitates, thinks, speaks, loves, walks, and repeats as many times as it wants that which it possesses as life, while a work, being an effect of the life, does not palpitate, does not think, does not speak, does not love, does not walk, nor is it capable of repeating itself by itself. And it can happen that, with time, that same work is consumed and can no longer be found. How many works, done with who knows how much noise, do not exist anymore, while the life is not consumed. And if the body is consumed because of death, it is only for a short time, but the soul does not die, nor can it consume itself, even if it wanted to. See then what great difference exists between the life and the effects that the life can produce. The effects are produced for a time, in circumstances, in places, while the life is never interrupted. It palpitates always, and holds in its power the ability to produce different effects according to the circumstances. Now one who lives in my will, possessing the life of it, holds in her power, and always, not at intervals, sanctity, grace, wisdom, goodness, everything. And since it is life that she possesses, both in the soul and in the body, in such a way that all the most tiny little particles of her being contain the omnipotent Fiat, which flows, more than blood, in the whole of the creature. If she palpitates, it is the Fiat that palpitates. If she thinks, the Fiat is impressed in her thoughts. If she speaks, she feels my Fiat flow in her voice, and she speaks of it. If she operates, her works are kneaded with my Fiat, and if she walks, her steps say Fiat. It is life, my daughter, and as life, she must feel it in the whole of her being, nor can she help feeling it. Not so for one who does my will. In order to feel it, she must invoke it, pray it. But when does she invoke it? In the sorrowful circumstances of life, in her needs, when she sees herself pressed by her enemies, almost like those who call the doctor when they are sick. But if they are well, the doctor is always a stranger for them. Therefore, the perennial life of my divine volition does not exist in them, and because of this they are mutable and good. They do not feel patience, prayer, light as life within them, and therefore they do not feel the need to possess them as their own properties, nor do they love them with true love, because when the acts are not continuous, one has no dominion over them, nor does one hold them in his own power. So love remains broken. Hence, the difference between life and effects is great. The life makes one feel the need to live of divine will, not so with the effects. If one has them, one has them. If one does not have them, one remains indifferent. Therefore, always wanting my will means that one possesses the life of it.
Fiat,